Over the years the WWE has been around, there have been many occasions that have led to the flagship company banning fans from these events. Whether it is live on TV or a house show, the WWE generally shows no tolerance to this kind of inappropriate behavior. But what is going on, guys? It is Ketch back with another video on the channel. If you're new around here, I make weekly content on everything professional wrestling. So if you like what you are seeing and what you're listening to, please drop a like and a subscribe. And with that being said, here are many incidents which led to fans being banned by the WWE. Number 1. Bret Hart attacked by a fan at the 2019 Hall of Fame. The legendary Hitman has been already inducted as an individual wrestler at this point, but in 2019 he was re-inducted into the Hall of Fame as part of the legendary Hart Foundation alongside Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who sadly had passed away in mid-2018. And as Hart was midway through giving his acceptance speech, he was then attacked by amateur MMA fighter Zach Madsen, who had previously been suffering with mental health issues. Madsen was then attacked by multiple WWE wrestlers and MMA fighter Travis Brown, who was married at the time to Ronda Rousey. Madsen was then charged with 2 counts of assault and trespassing and given a life ban by the WWE. Unfortunately, I can't find anything to suggest what his actual punishment in the end was, just that he was facing up to a year in jail for each of those 2 counts. So not necessarily sure if he was found guilty or whatever happened there, but he has been banned by the WWE for anything future and probably never going to be able to step foot. Hart later stated in an interview that the attacker probably deserved what he had coming, in reference to the WWE wrestlers attacking him as soon as the attack had happened and taken place. Number 2, Randy Orton gets attacked by a fan in South Africa in 2013. In 2013, Randy Orton was the current Money in the Bank holder, having won at Money in the Bank the month prior, and the WWE, specifically the SmackDown side of the WWE, was in South Africa on a tour in 2013, and at the time Randy Orton was facing Big E Langston, yes, still going by the Langston name at that point in time, and after Randy was striking a pose on the top turnbuckle, a South African fan, a 20-year-old by the name Shepo Shakabi, jumped past security to attack Orton while he was on that turnbuckle, giving him a low blow. And he later said that he did it because he didn't like Randy Orton and cut a promo on WWE's Apex Predator saying he hated him and wished that he got what he deserved coming. Orton ultimately had the last laugh, giving the attacker a black eye with a sly kick on as he was being escorted by security out of the ring. Weirdly enough though, looking around, Shepo's punishment was either a $30 USD fine or to serve 30 days in county jail, which in my view seems very inconsistent and in a bit of an injustice if you ask me, because you're pretty much attacking an individual who's there to entertain the fans. And yeah, Shepo Shakabi was then given a permanent ban by the WWE for all future events. Roman Reigns being attacked by a fake Money in the Bank briefcase at a house show in 2013. Roman Reigns, when he was still the big dog and not the all-conquering tribal chief as he's known today, was facing off against up-and-coming Bray Wyatt, who was in his Swamp Era character. And they were wrestling at a live show back in 2013. And anyway, there was this fan who was being egged on in the crowd by numerous other fans to throw this fake Money in the Bank briefcase into the ring. Now, when the fan did oblige and throw the said briefcase at the ring, it actually hit Roman Reigns in the back of the head. Now, the 31-year-old attacker was then taken out and escorted by security, was arrested by police at the time, but however, no charges were laid against the 31-year-old. An apology was given to Roman Reigns after the fact. However, the WWE have banned the 31-year-old perpetrator from all WWE live events and TV shows, pretty much every event in the future. Back in 2015, John Cena and Daniel Bryan teamed up against Cesaro and Daniel Bryan in a tag team match on Raw. However, before the match could get started, a group of individuals jumped over the barricade and into the ring, performing their own brand of WWE moves, with one even hitting a rock bottom, and John Cena even helped him by counting the 1, 2, 3 for the individual. However, these guys were from a YouTube channel called Troll Station, and their idea was just to prank live events such as the WWE one and do moves that were seen in the ring that night. However, these men were then escorted out by security and banned from all future WWE events, no matter how entertaining they were. Back in 2002, during the later stages of the Attitude Era, Rob Van Dam and Eddie Guerrero squared off in a match for the Intercontinental Championship on an episode of Raw. The match was, of course, a ladder match, and both of them were going back and forth trying to win the Intercontinental and banned from all future WWE events as a result. Another fan thought he could steal 5 minutes of fame from John Cena in 2008 when, during a match between said Cena and Jeff Hardy, a fan decided to run into the ring and decide to pose for the hard camera. However, a quick thinking security guard was quickly onto the offender, taking him down and performing a world's strongest slam to the individual, and also giving him an attitude adjustment over the ring barricade as a result. Now, this fan probably had no ill intentions, but jumping a barricade at any WWE event is a bannable offense, and as a result the fan got what he was coming to and he got banned from all future WWE events. But credit to the security guard, who was freaking twice his size but also quick as a cat. Those reflexes were nuts to apprehend him before he did any real damage to either Cena or Jeff Hardy. Architect Seth Rollins once had a match against Finn Balor on an episode of Raw in 2021. Now obviously these two have had matches in the past, none so more famous than the 2016 match at SummerSlam, in which Finn did his shoulder and was forced to relinquish the Universal Championship the next night on Raw. However, this match was one for the ages, well, not so much one for the ages if you will, but Rollins beat down Finn Balor, took him out, and as Rollins was returning to the back, a fan managed to slip past security and attack Rollins live on TV. Rollins got him into a choke and managed to subdue the attacker until WWE staff and referees were able to get him off, and as a result, that guy was then later escorted out of the building and was actually arrested and charged as a result of his stupid attack on Seth Rollins. Particularly one that's so brazen and so live is just nuts. I don't know what he was thinking. As a result, he's now banned from all future WWE events, and probably for a good thing as well. On an episode of Raw during the height of the Attitude Era back in 2000, Triple H was in a relationship with Stephanie McMahon at the time. He wasn't married to at that point, they were still boyfriend-girlfriend if you will, but on screen they were also portraying a power couple as well. At one point in the broadcast, Linda McMahon came out to speak to Triple H. Now Triple H obviously being the heel, and Linda was actually a face at that point in time, didn't really see eye to eye as far as their on-screen characters were concerned. However, outside of Triple H's eye, he managed to spot an attacker slipping over the barricade and running up towards Linda McMahon. However, the game, thinking fast, managed to subdue the attacker and hold him down until security could come and get him away, and before any damage was done to Linda. Now obviously Triple H was portraying a character at the time, but he acted super fast in getting this offender before any proper damage could have been done, and the fan must have been thinking, how stupid am I for doing that, because as a result he was banned and also charged for reckless trespassing as well. But that has been the end of this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know of any other instances of fans being banned by the WWE. I'm sure there's more than what I've covered, but if you're also new to the channel, how about you check out the previous video I did on this channel, which goes through why Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are now friends all of a sudden. Anyway, I'll see you with a new video very soon.